Ah, so you are the little fox stealing my hens. It's time for you to be punished. God, throw him with the others.
What does he do to us?
Oh, he does the worst things ever to you.
Harvest our organs?
Worse.
Starves us so we turn on each other and eat the dead prisoners?
Far worse.
You don't mean make us eat without a table?
No. He makes us listen to his writer's bad jokes.
War crimes, a word that, in the real world, would make you a monster, but in Rimworld, it was just Tuesday. Today, I am going to talk to you about a bunch of mods that can make your playthrough one that will reserve your place in hell for playing. Save a spot for me, I know I'm heading there. Though, like we mentioned in the beginning of the video, we do not condone any real-world crimes. We laugh at the horrors we can commit in the game because it is that, a game. That being said, do like and subscribe. For every 50 likes this video gets, we send a raider on a one-way trip to Mr. Void's petting zoo, a zoo where horrible nightmare creatures exist. And as always, let us know of any mods that would help us commit more war crimes. Perhaps we might be able to do a part 2. Now then, on with our sponsorship, who I am surprised wanted to be a part of this video, but hey, money is money. Today's video is brought to you by Patreon. I'm sure you've heard it before, but we will say it again. The best way to support your favorite content creators is a monthly donation of $1 a month. By helping us, you'll not only keep the lights on, but also get exclusive content. Think of this like going to a special nightclub where you get to see the coolest facts ever, after being let in, of course.
Ticket?
But hey, even if you don't support us on Patreon, you can always go to the Discord and hang out with me and the fans. So either way, come support us so we can keep this awesome show going. So, when talking about mods that can help you commit war crimes, you gotta talk about Warcrimes Expanded. This is a mod where you get medical procedures to mess with prisoners you collect, be it more mutilating their limbs, practicing surgery skills while they are still awake, and of course, giving them horrible bionics that mess with them in horrible ways. That's not even all. You can grow Nutrimine by implanting them with a growth tumor that lets you milk them. It's a pretty evil mod, but know what else is evil? Thinking about milking Milkable colonists, where you make drugs to make pawns milk themselves. Bren, what the hell, man? Ugh, need a palate cleanser for that one. How about weaponry that can help you commit war crimes? Gas traps and shells is a classic tool of war crimes, providing you with all sorts of gas weaponry to utilize in traps or mortar shells, some of which include toxic shells that will inflict toxic damage to pawns. Sleep, which puts raiders to sleep, making them easier to one-shot or capture. Rage, which is hilarious because it can make them turn on each other. Tear gas, which makes it harder for them to fight. Corrosive, which does serious damage to the pawns, but also any items within the cloud, so careful with that one. There is a Mechinoid virus bomb that will slow down a Mechinoid's programming, making them far easier to destroy. It doesn't kill them, mind you, but slowing down a killer robot can be vital in defenses. Finally, a gas that affects insectoids and makes them tired, making dealing with them a little easier. But why stop there? With the gas shells, if you have Vanilla Expanded settlers, yes, we are obligated to at least mention Vanilla Expanded every video. You know this, you all know this. You would know of the Chem Shine, which is a hilarious drink that muffalos love to death. Because if you drink it, you become explosive when you die. Now, what if you can harness that for evil? Someone made a mod add-on that to make shells or mines that release the gas so you get even more explosive. Guys, can I just say I love everything you do to make this game more and more ridiculous and awesome? Please keep up the good work. I love you all. This is awesome. Though gas traps and mortars are great, how about some napalm? The gift that keeps on giving, because once that goes up in flames, it's harder to put it out. Rimefeller is the mod that allows you to live the dream of the oil baron and insane pyromaniac. I love this mod. Thanks to all the things you can make with all the oil products, from Chem fuel to plastics to, of course, napalm. You can set up barrels of the stuff or just slick the ground up. Let some raiders slip in it and light them up. And now got dinner and a show. It's definitely a fun mod and I'd recommend playing with it. Maybe we should do a full talk through of all the things that you can do with this mod. Bren, make a note. Though with all these cool shells, you're going to need a lot of pawns on the mortars. Honestly, too much hassle, especially when you need to keep some kind of firing line. I suggest using Automortars for Mechinoids Expanded, along with a patch someone made to let you load the mortar with whatever you want. So now you can have an entire line of defensive mortars designed for the sole purpose of filling everyone who decides to mess with you lungs with toxic gas. Please enjoy this clip.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. Tell me in the comments what is your favorite mortar shell, and maybe your ideas for types of shells to use. Though if you want to utilize the many prisoners you have, I'm sure you're going to want to check out the prison labor mod. After all, why should your prisoners break their backs for resources when the prisoners of people who try to kill you can do it? Or just people you picked up off the streets, really doesn't matter. Include the prison labor outfits for extra role-playing options, and of course quickly see who is and isn't a slave to your colony. Things you can get prisoners to do, of course: mining in quarries, growing and harvesting plants as well as hauling them, or perhaps you can make a sweatshop of prisoners crafting bricks, cheap sellables, or even drugs. Great how the mod lets you tweak what you can force prisoners to do. Oh, and we'd be a fool not to mention
Tea and Warcrimes
was made thanks to the influence of Spiffing Brit, who you should totally check out if you want more ideas of war crimes or just breaking games in general. Very good content over there. Use this mod to set up a prison labor gang tea making operation, then feel like the British during the colonial expansion, part of their life that no one seems to talk about nowadays. That's old school war crimes depending on who you ask. Of course, you need to feed your prisoners. You could always feed them NutriPaste meals, or perhaps human flesh of organ donors. You know, you got plenty of those. But for comedy, how about feeding them trash? Because someone made a trash mod. You make messes, your pawns clean them up and turns it into trash bags. You can literally make trash meals, as well as trash shells to use as mortars, because that's funny, but not as funny as the idea of taking trash and turning it into a meal. Some people on the workshop have a sick sense of humor. Keep up the good work. I need the laughs. Know what else is funny? People beating each other up for a sandwich. The Prisoner Arena mod, which has thankfully been continued by Millie, seriously, do you even sleep, allows you to take your prisoners and make them fight for your colonists' amusement. You even can set it up to the death for freedom, or just give your colonists something to laugh at or enjoy. Feel free to include weapons in the arena because fistfights are great, but it gets even better when you have them using other gear. Of course, you can always use prisoners for genetic experimentation with, say, genetic rim implants to put in prisoners like an ovipositor to lay chicken eggs. Bren, why did you make me say this? There are also the ethical codes you could be breaking with some of your abominations, like maybe there's a reason you shouldn't make mechinoid-based hybrids, or animals mixed with bees to make giant bees, or perhaps making a cult, then creating Eldritch horror fused with animals. Yeah, on the ethical side, this is a war crime against nature, and usually are great fun when you have an army of these crazy animals, or even the game-ending research you can do to create an architect bioweapon to destroy your enemies. Or it could turn on you. I had a base make it to see what would happen. I'm sure they're fine. Remind me to nuke that planet from orbit when we are done filming. Though, when thinking of other war crimes, things you can do with genetics, Pawn Morpher is another route to go if you want to be a mad scientist. Remind me, is it cannibalism to eat a pawn who turned into an animal? Because I could see this being a hilarious way to turn your prisoners into different meats for your less than cannibalistic pawns. So how this mod works, be it through serums or a weird meteorite, your pawns can turn into animals fully, or just have animal parts, which may or may not help them in day-to-day life. Naturally, body purists hate this, and transhumanists enjoy this. So if you want to do extra evil things, capture a body purist and turn them into your new pet. I recommend turning them into a rat because they can eat bodies. Shout out to Rar, though careful not to make them too mad, as they can still use weaponry. How does it even carry it? Like a squirrel is using an assault rifle, go nuts on your confusion? Alright, maybe that's enough weirdness for now. We should end this list with a classic, because if you've been in Rimworld for any amount of time, you might have heard what is the worst thing to happen to a colonist. That's right, eating without a table. There are 2 mods to make this even worse. There are no tables, which incurs a stackable -25 penalty for eating without the most glorious of furnitures, or never eat without a table, which gives you a -500 penalty. Okay, even I think this is a bit much for a war crime, but if you want to play with that, be my guest. Anyway, I had a lot of fun talking about some of the mods you can use to commit war crimes. Let me know down below what your favorite methods are and any mods we missed. Might have to do a part 2 as more and more modders show up with awesome works. Roll the Patreon list and all the people that worked on this amazing video. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Button. Thank you, Hot Dog, Pixel Rookie. Links to their channels in the description down below. Check them out. They have great, awesome channels. And I will see you all in the next Noobert video.